Hello, and welcome to the Summer Electronic Benefits Transfer (SEBT) application webinar. This video presentation provides a step-by-step walkthrough of the SEBT Student Portal online application process and the SEBT paper application process for households throughout Kentucky. Summer Electronic Benefits Transfer (SEBT) is a permanent federal child nutrition program offering benefits to students from eligible families to help cover the cost of meals during the summer when schools are not in session. Starting June 24, 2024, parents and guardians can apply for SEBT benefits for enrolled students attending National School Lunch Program (NSLP) schools through the SEBT Student Portal. As an alternative to using the electronic SEBT Student Portal, households may fill out a SEBT paper application and submit the application by mail, by fax, or by dropping off the application at a local DCBS office. To receive benefits in summer 2024, an SEBT application must be submitted on or before August 15, 2024. The application takes 10 minutes or less to complete and must be completed in a single session. If the application is closed or times out after 15 minutes or more, the application details will not be stored. Let's begin by covering what residents will need to apply for the program. Be prepared with the following information before starting an application. Parents and guardians need their Social Security number, if one has been assigned, income details, and contact information. Additionally, student information such as Social Security number, if one has been assigned, State Student Identification Number, SSID, for public school students, the name of the school enrolled in during the 2023 to 2024 school year, and SNAP, Medicaid, or KTAP case number if the student has received public assistance benefits during the school year. And finally, household information including full names, dates of birth, and income information for each member of the household. Households are encouraged to collect the information listed above before starting the application process. Once you have gathered the necessary information, visit the SEBT Student Portal landing screen found at the following address. The SEBT Student Portal will be available starting June 24, 2024. We will now cover the application welcome screen. Before starting the application process, let's review all elements displayed on this screen. Please note that this application is available in English and Spanish. To change the language from English, navigate to the Languages drop-down at the top right menu portion of the screen and select the option that best fits your needs. The Apply Now button directs you to start a new application process. The Manage My Application button gives the option to manage a previously submitted application. The 4 sections expanded on screen provide more insight into SEBT, such as what is SEBT, who should apply for the benefit, what you need to apply, and a link to frequently asked questions. Once you are ready to start a new application, click the Apply Now button. The next screen shows a message that provides details about students that are automatically eligible for the SEBT benefit. Review the Stop section before continuing the application to determine if your student is already receiving SEBT benefits through the automatic eligibility determination. If these circumstances do not apply to your student, click the Continue to Application button to move forward. Next, the Application Process Overview screen displays, outlining the SEBT application process. It is important to gather the listed information and complete all fields, including optional fields for yourself, your student, and your household. Once you have submitted an application for review, processing will take about 15 days and a notice of eligibility will be sent to your preferred address. If additional information is needed to process your application, you will be contacted using the information provided on your application. This may include documents confirming proof of income used to make a final determination on your application. Through the SEBT application process, you will notice familiar navigation buttons at the bottom of the screen. The Back button is used to return to the previous screen, the Exit button is used to exit the application, and the Next button is used to proceed to the next application screen. Please note, the application process needs to be completed in one sitting. Exiting the application does not save the previously entered information. Next, the SEBT application terms and conditions screen displays. Once you have reviewed the Terms and Conditions section, you can move on to the text entry fields. Enter your first name, middle initial, if applicable, last name, and suffix. Select the I do not have a middle initial checkbox if you do not have a middle initial. Next, enter your Social Security number in the Social Security number field. Then, enter your birthday and the date of birth calendar field including the month, day, and 4-digit year by selecting the date from the calendar. Then, select the appropriate applicant type option based on your circumstance. Next, select the I agree to the terms above checkbox and complete the Please Enter CAPTCHA field by clicking the checkbox. Once all fields have been completed, click the Confirm button to proceed to the next screen. Next, we'll go over how to complete the Contact Information screen. Under the Do you have a physical address section, select Yes if you have a physical address and No if you do not have a physical address. If Yes is selected, enter your current home address using address line 1 and address line 2, if applicable. Next, enter the city in which you reside. The state field automatically shows as Kentucky. Use the drop-down to change the state, if needed, then enter your zip code. Under the Do you have a different mailing address section, select Yes if your mailing address is different than the physical address listed above, and No if your mailing address is the same as the physical address listed above. If Yes is selected, you will need to complete each of the required fields. If No is selected, the physical address entered above will be used as the mailing address. Next, select the appropriate written language using the drop-down, then complete the Do you need notices in large print drop-down by selecting the option that best fits your needs. Enter your cell phone number and email address within each of the fields. Once you have entered a cell phone number and email address, select your communication preferences under the Would you like to receive application updates through the phone number or email you entered section. Please note that you will receive up to 5 SEBT application update messages this summer. Your preference will remain the same all summer and standard data rates may apply. Once all fields have been completed, click the Next button to proceed. The next screen will ask you to confirm your physical address and your mailing address. Each section will display the suggested U.S. Postal System address and the address you entered. Once the appropriate options have been selected, click Next to proceed. Next, the Multi-Factor Authentication (MFA) screen will require validation of the phone or email provided. To complete this step, collect the 6-digit code sent to the phone number or email displayed on screen. If you would like to resend a new code, select the Resend option once the countdown is completed and the button is activated. Once you have keyed in the 6-digit code, click Verify to confirm the contact method. Please note that if the Skip button is selected in either the phone or email MFA screen, you will not have the ability to upload documents in the future and will need to submit documentation via mail or physically walk into a local office. Additionally, if the wrong code is entered, the system will show another screen requesting to try again. Once verified, click Next to continue. The next screen will display the application summary containing all sections you will need to complete to submit the application. Sections include contact information, student information, household details, income details, and sign and submit. Click Edit to revisit and make changes to any of the completed sections. Click Start to advance to each section of the application. Please note, if a step is not required for the household, it does not appear and the Start button is unavailable in the application summary. Let's click Start on the next section, the Student Information section. The Student Details screen displays that tell us about the student you're applying for section information. Be sure to review this important information in detail before completing the fields below. Next, select the appropriate school type from the drop-down field, then the school district and school name within the following fields. If homeschool or does not attend school are selected within school type, the school district and school name fields are not available. Next, complete the 10-digit state student identification number (SSID). This is a required field if a public school is selected in the school name dropdown. This is not a required field if a private school is selected in the school name dropdown, but it is enabled. Then, enter the student's first name, middle initial, if applicable, last name, and suffix. Select the Does not have a middle initial checkbox if the student does not have a middle initial. Enter the student's Social Security number within the Social Security number field. Then enter the student's gender and date of birth from the calendar field, including the month, day, and 4-digit year by selecting the date from the calendar. Please note, if the I am a student 18 years or older applying for myself option was selected in the Terms and Conditions screen, the applicable information automatically populates on this screen. Once all fields have been completed, click Next to proceed with the application. Next, the student demographic screen displays. To complete this screen, select all that apply to the student's race. Then, under the student's ethnicity field, select one of the two options. Click Next to continue to the next screen. The next screen requests information regarding the categories that apply to the student. It is important to note that students may already be receiving SEBT benefits if they meet one of the categories below. After providing the information of all students in your household, the system will check if they are already eligible. Select any of the listed benefits each student received in Kentucky during the 2023 to 2024 school year by clicking the appropriate checkboxes. After clicking the benefit checkbox, input the case number associated with the selected benefit. This is a required field if a benefit checkbox has been selected. Next, complete the Do any of the below statuses apply to this student section by using the checkboxes to indicate if the student belongs to any of the 4 categories: in foster care, homeless, migrant, or runaway. Select Not applicable or No status if these categories do not apply to the student. Please note that income from students with a child status must be recorded but is only considered for those without a status. Students with a child status are still counted as part of the household size. Once you have completed this screen, click Next to proceed with the application. The Student Review screen displays a summary of the information for each student. To edit the information, click the Edit button and the Student Details screen displays, allowing the household to edit any details and review the student information section again. If additional students applying for SEBT are in the household, click the Add a Student button to complete all screens in the Student Information section for each additional student. Once student information for each student has been entered and reviewed, click the Next button to proceed with the application. Next, the Household Members Summary screen lists the names of every household member that shares income and expenses, including extended family members, partners, roommates, and other children not in school. Click Edit on the appropriate line to edit the information for each household member displayed. Click the Add a Household Member button if there are additional household members that need to be added. If adding a new member, complete the Household Member Detail screen for each additional household member as the information appears in legal documents. Enter the member's first name, middle initial, if applicable, last name, and suffix. Select the Does not have a middle initial checkbox if the member does not have a middle initial. Then, enter the member's date of birth from the calendar field, including the month, day, and 4-digit year by selecting the date from the calendar. Once complete, click Next to proceed back to the Household Members Summary screen. The newly added household members now appear within the summary list on the Household Members Summary screen. Once all household members have been added, click the Next button to proceed. The Income Questions screen requests information on which household member receives income. Complete this screen by selecting Yes or No for each household member. Once complete, click the Next button to proceed. Next, income must be recorded for all household members who earn or receive any income. Let's start with the Earnings from Work field. If the household member has earnings from work, select Yes and record all required income details. If the household member does not have earnings from work, select No and move on to the next income question on screen. If Yes is selected, the income type, description, amount, and frequency fields display. Use the Income Type drop-down to capture the type of work completed to earn the reported income. Complete the description field by providing a description of how the income is earned. Complete the amount field by inputting the income amount received per the selected frequency. Please note that gross income must be entered for all income types other than net income from self-employment. For example, if an applicant has a bi-weekly income frequency for an income type other than net income from self-employment, input the gross income amount they earned in those 2 weeks. If an individual reports self-employment income and the net income from self-employment option is selected in the income type field, enter the net income per the selected frequency. Use the frequency drop-down field to select the appropriate pay frequency. For example, if the member is paid every 2 weeks, select bi-weekly. Click the Remove button if you would like to remove the entered income details. Click the Add Income Source button to add additional forms of earned income or self-employed income. Next, if the member receives public assistance, child support, or alimony, select Yes. If Yes is selected, Income Details fields populate below, just like the income details from the previous section. Complete all required fields before moving forward. If the member does not receive public assistance, child support, or alimony, select No and move on to the next question on screen. Next, if the member receives pensions, retirement, Social Security, SSI, VA benefits, or any other income, select Yes and record all required income details. If Yes is selected, Income Details fields populate below, just like the income details from the previous section. Complete all required fields before moving forward. If the member does not receive pensions, retirement, Social Security, SSI, VA benefits, or any other income, select No. Once all fields within this screen have been completed, click Next to proceed. Next, review the Is this the complete list of income for the household section and confirm income information for all household members. Click Edit to make changes to any of the household member details shown. To add additional income, click the Add Income button. If all current sources of income for all household members are listed, click Next to proceed with the application. The Sign and Submit screen displays. Review the Rights and Responsibilities section and complete each of the fields. Enter your first name, middle initial, if applicable, last name, and suffix. Select the I do not have a middle initial checkbox if you do not have a middle initial. Next, select the I agree to the Rights and Responsibilities checkbox. The Signature Date field automatically populates with the appropriate date. Click Confirm to submit the application. Finally, the application submission screen displays. Be sure to review the confirmation message and next steps within the Your application has been submitted section. Next, the Application Details section provides an application number, verified contact methods, and the current results of the application status. Be sure to record the application number for your records, as you will need this number to view your application status later. If the application status displays as submitted, this means the application has been submitted and is in the process of being reviewed. If the application status displays as denied, this means the application decision has already been determined for 2024 SEBT benefits and has been denied. Once you have reviewed this information, click Exit to securely close the application window. Please note, if you select Exit from this screen, you will not lose your progress as the application has been submitted successfully. We will now cover how to view an application that has been submitted. From the Kentucky SEBT application welcome screen, click the Manage My Application button. The Application Management Authentication screen displays, allowing you to view the application status and upload verification if required. To complete this screen, enter the SEBT application number that was provided when the application was submitted. Next, enter the primary applicant's last name and the primary applicant's date of birth from the calendar field, including the month, day, and 4-digit year by selecting the date from the calendar. Then complete the Please Enter CAPTCHA field by clicking the checkbox. Once all fields have been completed, click Next. Before signing in, we will need to confirm it's you. Select one of the 2 contact methods you provided during the application process to receive a one-time code. After choosing your preference, click Next to continue. Next, collect the 6-digit code sent to the phone number or email displayed on screen. If you would like to resend a new code, select the Resend option once the countdown is completed and the button is activated. Once you have keyed in the 6-digit code, click Verify to confirm the contact method. Once verified, click Next to continue. The application status screen displays. Review the confirmation message at the top of the screen. If the application is in review, that means that the application decision is still being determined. If the application has been processed, the application details section shows if the application status is approved or denied. Once you have reviewed this screen, you can safely click Exit to close the window. In some cases, we may need a bit more information to process your application. If additional verification is needed to complete the application process, the application status screen shows this screen instead. Review the confirmation message at the top of the screen. This message means that you need to upload and submit documents to verify and process the application. Click the Upload Requested Documents button to continue to the next screen. The Summer EBT verification screen displays. Review the action required message at the top of the screen. Each member that needs additional verification information are outlined below. Each member section shows the member's name, the required verification, acceptable documents to complete the verification process, and the document list. To add a document to the document list, click the Add button. The document upload screen displays. Review the document guideline information box at the top of the screen. Once reviewed, select the appropriate form of proof you are adding for upload by using the drop-down field. Next, click Add and select the appropriate document from your computer's files. Once a document has been added, the Document section shows the name of the document, and the Change File button appears beside it. If you would like to replace the previously selected document, click the Change File button and select the document you would like to replace from your computer's files. Notice that after a document has been added, the Upload button is now available. Once you have reviewed this screen and added the correct document, click Upload to upload the document and return to the Summer EBT verification screen. During the session which the file is uploaded, the file name displays. Clicking the blue file name link allows you to download the selected file. Please note, files uploaded in previous sessions are not displayed on screen when moving back to this screen in a separate session. Additionally, you can upload up to 20 documents for each verification request within a single session. If you would like to remove the added file from the Summer EBT verification screen, click the Remove button next to the file. After removing the file, click Add to upload another file using the Document Upload screen. Repeat the Document Upload screen steps for each member needing verification. Once all documents have been uploaded, complete the I'm not a robot reCAPTCHA field by clicking the checkbox. After reviewing this screen and uploading the requested verification documents, click Submit. Please note, if you have successfully completed verification submission, a green banner message stating that your file has been uploaded successfully displays at the top of the screen. If you receive a red banner with a message stating an unexpected error has occurred, check that the added documents follow the document guidelines shown on the document upload screen. Additionally, CAPTCHA must be completed to submit the documents successfully. That concludes how to apply using the electronic SEBT student portal. Next, we will cover how to apply manually by completing an SEBT paper application. When completing the application, please print clearly using a blue or black pen and not a pencil or marker. Keep in mind, one application must be completed per household, and all students and household members must be recorded on the application. If a student that lives in the household is not requesting SEBT benefits, they must be recorded as a household member. Only students who are requesting benefits should be recorded within the student section of the application. Let's start by covering how to complete the student sections of the paper application. Enter the first name, middle initial, and last name of the student as it appears on legal documents. If the student does not have a middle initial, leave this area blank. If applicable, enter the student's suffix. If the student does not have a suffix, leave this area blank. Next, enter the student's date of birth by using 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 2-digit year. Enter the Social Security number of the student if one has been assigned. Do not record dashes between the numbers. Then, enter the State-Issued Student ID, SSID, if the student attends public school. If the student attends private school, leave this field blank. Enter the school name and the school district attended by the student during the 2023 to 2024 school year. Leave a space between each word if the school's name or the school's district has multiple words. Next, check all the checkboxes that apply to the student's status. If none apply, leave this area blank. The income area requires you to report the total gross income, before taxes and deductions, for the student written in whole dollars, no cents only. If the student does not receive income from any source, write 0. If you enter 0 or leave any fields blank, you are certifying that there is no income to report. Enter the earnings from work that the student receives. Then check the box that represents how often the student receives earnings from work. Enter the earnings from public assistance, child support, or spousal support that the student receives. Then check the box that represents how often the student receives income from public assistance, child support, or spousal support. Enter the earnings from pensions, retirement, VA benefits, SSI, Social Security, or other that the student receives. Then check the box that represents how often the student receives income from pensions, retirement, VA benefits, SSI, Social Security, or other. Repeat these steps for each student who is requesting benefits within each additional student section. Please note, student sections for up to 4 students can be found on page 1 and page 2 of the paper application. If additional students need to be added to the application, use the supplementary sheet found on page 5 and page 6. Next, we will cover how to complete the SNAP, K-TAP, Kinship Care, or Medicaid section found on page 2 of the paper application. If you or anyone else in your household receives SNAP, K-TAP, Kinship Care, or Medicaid, enter the case number, not EBT number, within the provided space. The household member sections begin on the following page of the application. To complete each household member section, enter the first name, middle initial, and last name of the household member as it appears on legal documents. If the household member does not have a middle initial, leave this area blank. If applicable, enter the household member's suffix. If the household member does not have a suffix, leave this area blank. Next, enter the household member's date of birth by using 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 2-digit year. Then, complete the income area by entering the earnings from work that the household member receives. Then check the box that represents how often the household member receives earnings from work. Enter the earnings from public assistance, child support, or spousal support that the household member receives. Then check the box that represents how often the household member receives income from public assistance, child support, or spousal support. Finally, enter the earnings from pensions, retirement, VA benefits, SSI, Social Security, or other that the household member receives. Then check the box that represents how often the household member receives income from pensions, retirement, VA benefits, SSI, Social Security, or other. Repeat these steps for each household member within each additional household member section. Please note, household member sections for up to 3 household members can be found on page 3 of the paper application. If additional household members need to be added to the application, use the supplementary sheet found on page 7. Now we will cover how to complete the student demographic section of the paper application. Within the ethnicity area of this section, check only one of the boxes that apply to the students. Within the racial heritage area, check all of the boxes that apply to the students. The next page of the application has the signature and contact information section. This section must be completed by the primary applicant. Sign your name within the signature box. Enter today's date by using 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 2-digit year. Enter your first name, middle initial, last name, and suffix as it appears on legal documents. If you do not have a middle initial or suffix, leave these areas blank. Next, enter your date of birth by using 2-digit month, 2-digit day, and 2-digit year. Then, enter your Social Security number if one has been assigned. Do not record dashes between the numbers. Enter your cell phone number without dashes between the numbers. Then, within the Preferred Contact Method area, check one of the boxes that represents how you would like to be contacted. Next, within the Preferred Language area, check one of the boxes that represents your language preference. Within the Large Font Accommodations Needed area, mark yes if you would like to receive notices in large printed font, and no if you would not like to receive notices in large printed font. Then, enter your email address including the domain or the part that comes after the @ symbol. Next, enter your mailing address, city, state, and zip code within each of the spaces. Once you have completed each of the outlined sections of the SEBT paper application, you can submit by mail, fax, or physically turn it in at your local DCBS office. If submitting by mail, mail the application to the following address. If submitting by fax, fax the application to the following number. As we review, if we need more information to process your application, communication is sent to the contact methods you provided on your application. That concludes the SEBT application webinar. Thank you for watching this video presentation and have a great day.